Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tubb Talk, the podcast for IT consultants. Now, today we've got a very special short bonus-ode featuring Arvind Parthiban, who is the CEO and co-founder at Superops.ai. Superops being a cutting-edge, all-in-one PSA and RMM platform built for today's MSPs. Arvind, welcome to Tubb Talk.
Thanks for having me on the show, Richard. Looking forward to it.
Oh, my pleasure to have you on. And for anybody not familiar with Superops, I'm a big fan. I think it's a real cutting edge project. But for anybody not familiar with Superops, how would you describe what the platform is?
So we are an PSA and RMM, so a lot of jargons, as you said, PSA and RMM platform for managed service providers. But what I would want to break it down is we come from an IT industry space, and we have built a product for the next 10 years. Basically, we have broken down this platform into 4 different products. It includes the professional service automation, and then includes desktop management, remote monitoring, and on top of it, we have a project management and IT documentation layer, bundled all ground up, stitched as a product. And we have been building this product for almost 2.5 years now. It's a platform which also has a layer of AI. So initially, in the beta, we launched with a lot of automations, intelligent automations, and AI. It takes time, right? We don't build AI on day one, and we have announced our first AI functionality with an intelligent alerting. So all this packaged together is what Superops.ai is.
Yeah, so one of the features that I really love about Superops, you've already mentioned it, but the intelligent alerting, I'm going to say such a simple idea, obviously not so simple to execute, but such a simple idea. How would you explain this feature to MSPs?
Perfect. So one of the biggest, we spoke to a lot of MSPs, and we asked, what is their biggest pain point? We didn't want to talk about features. We didn't want to talk about, we want to build something really new, and it's going to solve the problem. See, a lot of the biggest for successful features are sometimes simpler, right? So noise reduction is what we heard was their biggest pain point. So we as a MSP, we sit somewhere outside the organization from the clients, and we set up alerts, alarms, and traps. And every time some small thing like a 50% CPU usage goes up, you get an alert, right? So an MSP who's sitting somewhere else and monitoring an IT gets hundreds and thousands of alerts every day, and he or she doesn't know which to act upon, right? So it's not about what to do, it's which alert should I work on, right? So there are so many alerts. What our intelligent alerting does is it actually monitors all the anomalies. It has that intelligence to tell you, right, there are so many anomalies and alerts coming your way. These are the top 3 things you need to work. It rightly assigns to the right people, and in fact, this is just the beginning. We are just scratching the iceberg. Eventually, it goes to a point of it will have the intelligence to tell you what to do or predict before a mission goes down, right? That's in the second phase, but it will bring that predictive intelligence in place as well.
Yeah, and this is why I'm so excited about the future of this, because many of the PSA tools that we're familiar with are sort of built, even though we talk about being proactive in the MSP industry, they're very reactive tools. So I'm loving the idea of using AI, machine learning to see where we can direct MSP's time a little bit more effectively. But I want to talk about a piece of news now. So you've been growing at an incredible pace already. You're making lots of headline stories, but you've got some huge news to share with us, haven't you, about growth and funding. Tell us about the latest investment in Superops.
Yeah, so we kind of raised ahead of time. So we recently announced our 3 million funding, and it's been just 6 months. And we have raised a big round with Addition Capital and Tanglin Partners. Addition Capital is led by Lee Fixel. He's like a big investor in the New York, and he's joined our board. He previously used to be with Tiger Global, and he started his own fund, a $2 billion fund. So he's led this round. We have closed a 14 million round with our existing investors as well. So we have Addition, Tanglin, Matrix Partners, Elevation Capital, and 15 other angel investors who are part of this round. And we have just announced that news.
That's amazing. Congratulations on such growth in such a short period of time. I saw the news was featured in Forbes.com and lots of other media sources as well. What does this additional capital mean from additional capital? What does it mean for managed service providers? So obviously it's great news for you as a business, but what is it going to mean for MSPs?
So as I said, we are a platform, and we want to build the product for the next 10 years. To be honest, what we have built in the last 2 years has been, so like it usually takes more than 4 or 5 years to build what we have built so far. And we have caught up a lot of functionalities in the market, ideal for less than 10 technician MSPs right now. What we are going to do is invest in it and going deeper in the products. So as I said, 4 different features in the platform now. Each product has the potential to become an individual product. So we are going to heavily invest in R&D. And our thought process is this, right? So we want to build the basic functionalities and add a layer of automation where we actually make life of MSPs easier first. And then we need to bring in this futuristic functionality and how MSPs should work in the future, right? So artificial intelligence is going to equip them where we need to build these kind of functionality of each of these products. So investing in R&D, majority of investment is going to be in R&D. And the first year, we would also want to invest a little bit in expanding our market in the US and in the Europe. So what we have done is we have hired people in the US. So Mark Krall, who's been a veteran in the space, has joined us.
I've known Mark for 15 plus years. Wonderful wonderful hire for you.
So he's going to help us in expanding the market in the US, and we'll want to expand the market in Europe. This year, we're going to expand in all English-speaking markets. So we're going to invest in GTM as well. So these are the 2 areas we are going to invest with this money.
Wonderful. I have spoken to so many MSPs who talk about the fact that Superops, they're actually using the features available within the platform as well. So we are so used, aren't we, in the IT industry, to having packages that have got so many different features, but they're difficult to implement and actually use. So I would say congratulations are in order as well, what you're doing with the product, making it easy for people to actually adopt and use those features. My question for you is, though, how are you going to maintain that user-friendly ethos that you've got as you grow? Because you are on this rocket ship at the moment.
No, I think, see, that is the most important part. The DNA of the company is to have most of the functionalities in the do-it-yourself mode, right? So you have to understand we are techies, right? MSPs are techies. They like doing it, exploring things by themselves. But when I see the way the competitors are operating, everything is gated. There is no free sign-up. There is no free trial. You need to contact somebody. You need hand-holding, implementation. This is not how a techie operates, right? They need to be left alone with the product, and they try it, they be the judge of the product and use it, right? So the way we have set up our company is everything is transparent. Anybody can come to our product, sign up, check the product without even contacting us. They can actually see what's in the product. Believe in it, try it. It's a free trial. You don't have to give any credit card and so on. And what we have done is, as I said, everything is ground up, stitched from the, so we have not acquired any product. We have not used any open source. We have built it thoughtfully from the beginning, and we have one product manager, and we have associate product heads in each of these pods, so that it's not like this module, like let's say RMMS module is built by someone else in the company where they don't talk to the PSA. It comes under one product manager. So what happens is, even a single feature, we have a structure in such a way that it can be cut across all the modules, so that the user friendliness usually breaks when multiple products come together as an integrated solution, right? We want to have, we ask this one question: can this be done in less than 2 or 3 clicks? Right. That's the fundamental formula, right? If you have to jump through hoops to go and find what that module is, if you can do it in 2 or 3 clicks, then it's user friendly. So the DNA is there in the company, and I hope that that continues moving forward, no matter how big we grow. And the day we build a product where it takes more than 5 or 6 clicks to get to a feature, then we are slacking.
You know, people are going to hold you to that now, Arvind. So this conversation, it's not just between you and I. People are going to hold you to it.
This is for all my product managers who are listening in-house.
Arvind, I am so pleased for the growth of your experience at the moment. You've already built a wonderful team, a wonderful ethos. So many heads have been turned within the MSP community from the activities that you're taking. So long may that continue. I know your time today is very, very brief, but I'd love to extend an invite to you to come back onto Tubb Talk, and perhaps we could have a longer conversation, because people want to get to know a little bit more about you and the background of the company. Would you do that for us?
Absolutely, anytime. I'm just a ping away anytime. I'm looking forward to being a show where we can talk much more about beer, cricket, football, name it, I'll be there.
Thank you, Arvind. Really appreciate it. Before we go, if anybody wants to find out more about Superops, or indeed they want to reach out and continue the conversation with you, what's the best way for them to find you?
So as I said, it's all in the website, Superops.ai. And we have a launch offer. So we have basically opened up for 50% flat offer. It's a launch offer for anyone who's willing to try the product and use it now. It's all online. So you can reach out, and we have free support, 24/7 support with demo and everything to walk you through this process.
Wonderful. Arvind, thank you so much for joining me today. Really appreciate it. That concludes today's bonus episode of Tubb Talk. I'll look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Cheers.